Shalom. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekha Kodash, and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother, I'm Noble Allah from Gemma, Chicago, and this is going to be a quick response video about, this individual right here. Right, this that just posted a dumb comment. All right, he says that Jesus is God and his children come from all races. All right, and this person, right, first of all, we don't use, there's literally no such thing, right? Is a power named Jesus. All right, because this is the shit that the so-called white man made up, right? Only to, cover the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans' true heritage, right? To have our people turn away from our true power, all right, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh, that being, the true name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, that being of the true name, Yahweh Shai, that being of the true name of the Messiah. All right. But here you got this, this individual, or he wants to say Jesus, right? But in the Hebrew, right, in the Paleo Hebrew, there is no J, there is no U, right? There is no E in the Hebrew. All right, there is no V. All right, and that letter J, all right, was only invented 600 years ago. All right. Zephaniah 3:9. For them will I turn to a people, a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. And that, that pure language, that being of the Paleo Hebrew. All right. That is the language that we spoke years back. All right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, you spoke the Paleo Hebrew, and of course, there's no J, there's no E, there's no U. All right, in the Paleo Hebrew. But and it says that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. And that's right. And the Lord only has one name. Or you can't just call the Heavenly Father and his Son, all right, God, or of course, the definition of God, right, literally means, power. All right, but you can't call the Messiah Jesus, right, because that's not the Lord's true name. Okay. Acts 4 and 12. Says, actually, I'm going to go into it, read full chapter. Says, this is the stone which was set at no of you builders, which has become the head of the corner. And that stone that is speaking about Yahushua. It says, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. All right, and you can't call the Messiah Jesus. All right. You can't call upon Allah. You can't call upon. You can't call upon Buddha and all this other bullcrap. All right. Because there's no other power besides Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai. Right. Those. Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai is the one that you should be calling upon. All right. Language of Canaan. Isaiah 19 and 18. In that day shall the 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan. And the language of Canaan, right, speaking about the Paleo-Hebrew. Even tells you that in the NLT. And that day 5 of the Egypt cities will follow the Lord of the heaven's army. They will even begin to speak Hebrew in the language of Canaan. One of these cities will be Heliopolis, the city of the sun. But our people, all right, they spoke the language of Canaan, that being of the Paleo-Hebrew. So, of course, our people didn't speak English, back then. All right, we wasn't speaking English. We were speaking, the pure tongue. All right, we were speaking the Paleo-Hebrew. All right, we weren't saying, words that had J, U, all right, E, V, all right, because there is none of that in the Paleo-Hebrew at all. All right, you only got the Abagadaha, Wazacha, Taya, Kalamanasa, Aipa, Tazakwa, Rashata. All right. That is the Hebrew alphabet, the Lashawan Kodash. Lashawan Kodash. All right, the Hebrew alphabet. So, in a way you can't, you can't use, this J word and thinking that, the Lord will hear you, all right? Because in the time of trouble, all right, the Lord ain't gonna deliver you if you're gonna call out that J word. See, says Judges 10 and 14, or I'm gonna start with 13 actually. It says, Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. And then, when you say Jesus, all right, really you're speaking about, all right, Cesare Borgia, all right, Cesare Borgia, which is an Edomite. All right, a colonizer. Lord ain't gonna hear you out if you're calling upon Jesus, right? Because that's not the Lord's true name. Alright? Really, you should be calling upon Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Right, all these other gods that you guys call upon, alright, they ain't gonna deliver you in the time of trouble. Alright, because they're not real. Alright, it's a bunch of bullshit, it's a bunch of made up. But when you read the scriptures, alright, you know, the scriptures let you know that the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Son is Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Right? Not Jesus, not Allah, right? Not Buddha and all this other crap. Alright? And over here, you know, this individual wants to say, and his children come from all races. And no, that's not true. Right? Because in the scriptures it tells you numerous times. Alright, a good example here. Says, "Oh, the mighty." That's lucky. How many times does Bible mention You see, right? God's chosen people don't come from all nations. It says in the King James Version of the Bible, the phrase God of Israel appears 203 times. This phrase is found throughout both the Old and New Testaments, though it is more common in the Old Testament, where it is used to refer to the God of who made a covenant with the nation of Israel. So you see, the Lord is only dealing with, you know, the nation of Israel, right? His children is not from all races, all right? The Lord's chosen people is literally, you know, the nation of Israel, right? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? And yeah, you know, the Lord doesn't care about these other nations at all either. But no, that was it. Lesson Uncle is edifying. And yeah, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.